Hey, Paul, do you know what a mukbang is? Well, I guess you broadcast yourself eating an entire menu at a fast food chain. Why? Well, yeah, fast food restaurants try to offer options, but sometimes you don't know what to get. I know, I know you like the Bell Beef at Del Taco. But what if you wanted something else and couldn't decide? You could order as many Bell Beefers as you want. I get it. But mukbangs allow people to see what's on a menu item, how they are put together, and displayed. Yeah, you could call it like a menu reveal. Settle down, settle down. You could have as many Bell Beefers as you want. But maybe if you watch some mukbangs, your options will expand. Do they still have the Bell Beefer? Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Code Coder. I'm Rob Fitzgerald, here to make you great and help you innovate. Congratulations, if you followed the steps right, you're already finished with the basic gameplay for Glitch. It's time to add options. No, Paul, not the Bell Beefer. We'll add in a turbo mode and a hard mode to increase user retention for the game. Balance is crucial when you make a game. You don't want your game to be too easy, but at the same time, you don't want to make it so hard right off the bat either. It's important to find an equilibrium. This can be easily managed when you implement multiple game modes. In this chapter, you'll learn how to make a game with options or multiple game modes for your players to choose from. Watch and learn how to make an exciting turbo mode and a hard mode, all within Buildbox. You'll also learn how to make multi-level menu navigation for Glitch that can be used to navigate players to the new game modes. We'll show you how to add lock buttons and share a few tips to make the entire process of adding multiple modes into your game super easy and quick. Yep. Options are sometimes used to give players the freedom to customize their experience. Players and front-end users are the same, that they feel that if things are set up for them, they have the power. We used to do this on the school website, where we built a MySpace-style CMS where students were able to have their own webpage on the South Hills High site, and they could decorate it any way they wanted to. However, too much freedom could lead to too much customization, and people started adding loud music files or annoying animated GIFs. I feel that this ruined the website. And at the same time, the same thing happened to MySpace. Facebook came along and really made you keep your page in order and only let you customize small things like what you posted. This is good design practice, to be repetitious. Apple does the same thing. They don't want bad design on their platform. They really lock a user in, as we will see when we try to post our game. But for this episode, let's give users options. So let's get going. Let's open Buildbox. Okay, Command Space, Buildbox 2D. All right, very nice. We'll actually open up the tutorial we've been working on, which is right here. Let's put this up over here next to Paul, right behind Paul. And let's zoom it in so you guys can see it, or in this case, zoom it out. All right, and here we go. So that's our nodes. That's basically what our game looks like. Oh, gets a little sticky there, doesn't it? Okay. All right. So there we have our basic menu editor. All right, and remember, to get to the menu editor, you click on this button right here. And we're going to start by adding a new world. And so the original world is actually named World Original. Let's actually name that differently. Let's name that World 1 Original. You might have more than one world. You might have more than one world turbo. So this is World 1 Original. And to duplicate it, we're just going to W on the keyboard, just like you did with all your other assets. Isn't that nice? Look how quick that makes. You just create a whole nother game mode, like, which is 200 lines of code. Boom, right there, done. Okay, really nice. So we're going to call this one World 1 instead of Original. Let's call it Turbo. There you go. All right, so there's our Turbo world. Okay, and this is our World 1 Original. Now remember, we basically get this going by starting in a UI. Okay, so it's this UI right here, and then this UI goes to this original world, and then we need a UI for this one here. All right, so I feel like I should scroll that in a little bit so you guys can see better. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this one, hit W. All right, and instead of this one being called main menu UI, I'm going to call this the Turbo UI. All right, so we're setting all this up, and instead of this going to the World 1, I'll have this go to this Turbo world. And you see here, there's no way to get to this interface yet because there's no buttons within the main menu to get you there. So we actually have to put a button in the main menu to get over here. So let's try that now. All right, so here is our main menu. All right, so we're going to add another label. And let's go ahead. First of all, we want this whole thing to look like it is a whole nother Turbo world. So I'm going to go ahead and add a coin font to this. And in here, I'm going to call this Turbo. Okay, so you see it should be that nice salmon color. Okay, let's go ahead and scale it up to 2. And let's rotate it a little bit. So remember to hold the command button, and you can just kind of rotate this thing. Let's put this right over here. Let's line it up with the H. I'm going to line up right here. Turbo. That looks pretty good. Down maybe just a smidgen so we have some good contrast. There we go. All right, so there's Turbo. And of course, let's see, this is the main menu. So we don't want the Turbo in the main menu. We want this on the main menu Turbo. So let's delete that actually. All right. And yeah, let's see here. Coin font. I'm going to have to delete that. What we want to do really is put a button here to go to the Turbo mode. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my folder. And remember, in our folder, we have all kinds of fonts for you. So I'm going to go into the UI, and out in the menu, I have a Turbo button right here. So drag it and put it in the navigation. And I'm going to put it right down here. Now, I want you to watch what I do here because it's kind of important. I'm really a stickler on alignment. It's part of our basic rules of design, the contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity, and we'll talk about all those things, but right now this is alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold down the control button. It's actually the option button. All right, hold option and make sure we reduce the size. Now I'm going to bring in the hard one here too, so I got to have room for both. But look how I want this to be the same distance from the start menu, which is about one of those grid lines. And so at the bottom, it's one grid line, which is really nice. And so it should be off the edge at 1. Okay, so 1, 1, and 1, that gives us a little repetition. So somewhere about right there looks really good. And we'll be able to figure it out when we bring the hard one in. Okay, so let me see. Okay. All right, so that looks really good. So that's a button. And we could call this our Turbo button. Make sure I'm really big on naming these things because later on when you go to make edits, you can see the name of them. Okay, so there's a Turbo button. Let's see if there's anything else. No, I think that looks good. Okay, let's go back to the main menu. Now, if you go back to the main menu, you see how you have this hole here now. Okay, so that looks really good. And I'm going to go ahead now and bring this up to here and load it. So now when I click that button, I could actually go in the turbo mode. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to play it. Okay, so I have that glitch hard now. I don't really like where it's at, so I'll probably have to make some changes, but it's lined up kind of nice, but it's not going to leave enough room for the hard button. So I'll click on it, and then it goes into the glitch, but you can't really tell because there's no turbo, or this looks just like the other one. So we got to get that user interface looking good. All right, so let's go ahead and kill that for a second. Open up the turbo UI. Now here's where we want to go ahead and make a nice little label that lets us know that we're in the turbo mode. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drag one of these in here. We'll type in turbo in the coin font. Okay, we will scale it to 2. And our opacity, let's put it 0.75, just kind of give it a little opacity. There we go. And then let's rotate. I'm going to hold command. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit here. And then bring it right up to the line up right even with the glitch H. Okay, and turbo. All right, that looks good. All right, that popped in. My screen froze there for a second, but yeah, there we go. Looks like that. I don't know how much of that you missed. I'll have to look at the tape, see if... Whoa, okay, now we got some problems. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now, here's the deal. When we go to turbo mode, we want our turbo, we want to be able to go back to our main menu, because if this is locked, we might actually add some coin monetary. We might monetize it with some coins. Like you have to have so many coins before you could go into turbo mode. So if you did that, we needed a different start button with a lock on it. So what we're going to do is going to go into our buttons, and there's a lock button right here. See this lock button? Okay, so this will let us lock it. Okay, so we'll go down here and I'll scroll in so you guys can see this. Let me make sure Paul's not in the way. All right, so go right here, and if I scroll in, I could basically say in-game currency, and I'm going to say it should be something monumental, like 1,000 coins or something like that to get to turbo. But just so we could test it, let's just put something simple like 10 to start. Okay, so 10 coins should unlock this. Now, if you look at this, okay, this button should have some graphics on it. And over here, you'll see that you can switch some graphics around. Okay, you can put in an image for it. And I have an image in this for the turbo world. And it's a copy of the start button. But this copy says 1,000 points. So let's put this in there. And yeah, it's going to be a navigation button. And you know what? You know what I want to do? I think I want to just replace, this is a start button. I don't want to actually change that functionality. I just want to change that start button. So because I still want to start. But it's actually a lock button. So this lock button is what I'm changing. So the image does have to actually come in separately. But I got to put the image over here. Okay, so there it is. And let me zoom in so you can see kind of where I'm going. See how it says 1,000 points? All right. All right, so there it is, and it's 1,000 points. So now I can get rid of this start button, because this start button no longer is going to work in here. And I'm going to go ahead and do this lock button. And of course, this lock button now needs 10 coins to get into. Should we start to actually see if that works? Yeah, let's go ahead and play it. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm going to click glitch. There it is. Very nice. And there's nothing in here yet, but I can't tell there's even a button there. It's wanting 10 coins. So let's actually play it. Let's go back and let's play a little bit. Let's get 10 coins. Okay, so I'm going here. So now I have 10 coins. I'm going to pause it, go to the main menu. Oops, that didn't let me do the main menu. I got to work on that. So let's go to the main menu. Now if I go to glitch, oh, it's still not there. Yeah, so let's see what's going on. All right, so over here, remember this is a lock button. And if I come over here, it says the image is start, but then the locked image, maybe I need something for a locked image. Okay, so let's actually put something in for a locked image. And I got a main menu, I got a lock button somewhere in here. Let me see if I could find it. Let's go glitch extras in Turbo UI. Oh, here's a lock button. Look at this. So let's go locked image right there. So there's now a lock. You see that lock? Okay, so I got a lock in there. And so now when I run it, you should see that it is locked. So play it. Okay, let's go to glitch. Ah, it's locked, so I know it's locked. But it's locked, but there's no way to get out of here. I got to get something to get me back to the main menu. So let's go back and let's put a main menu in. Another main menu copy. Here's one. Let's put this in. It's a navigation button. And I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to make it a little more opaque. Let's just go 0.75. All right. And then let's make its function to be a back jump. Okay, so now if it is locked, we can get back. All right, so there's the main menu. And now let's go ahead and run it. See what we got. All right, here we go. Back to glitch. Oh, it's locked. Let's go back to the main menu. We can start. Let's get some coins so we can get in there. Okay, that should be enough. Back to main menu, to glitch, and it's still locked. Oh no, it's not. There it is. You click on it, it opens up and says 1,000 points. I have it. Well, it's only 10, but we cheated. And now we go to, oh, it doesn't do anything. Huh. Okay, so now we need that start button to do something. And so if I go back to the main editor, you'll see that when I hit the lock button, nothing happens. I want that to go to my Turbo World. And nothing's different about my Turbo World because I just copied it. So what should be different? Well, in the time warp, instead of going 50, let's zoom in on this. Instead of going 50, let's go 75. Okay, in the time warp. All right, and that's nice. And so now that world should be going 75. This one's going 50. So you see the turbo there? Let's play this and see if we're close. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start, get some coinage. There it is. Very nice. Okay. Go back to the main menu. This time I'm going to glitch. I have 10. Let's go in. Awesome. Okay. There is a problem because I feel like I just went that way. So something happened with this Turbo World that didn't happen in the original world. And we're going to have to figure that out. That's a problem. So let's figure out what happened there. I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to turn the gravity on this world back to 0 on the y-axis. And let's see what happens if that plays. Because it felt like it was a gravity thing. So I'm going to start and get some coinage. Okay. I noticed that my pause button doesn't go back to the main menu either. I got to work on that. So I'm going to go main menu, glitch. I can go in here now. Oh, there it is. And look how fast it is too. So for some reason, the gravity was messing me up. Okay. And so if the gravity messes you up, you got to play with it a little bit and see if you can get that to work. I'm not sure why it didn't work with the gravity in there. It should work just like the first one, but it didn't. So anyway, that's it for now. So we added a really, really nice little lock feature and another world and a customization so that your users really want to come back and play your game. Okay, so that's it for this episode. I hope this has helped you. So go out there and demand options for your game and your restaurants. Good luck, and good luck with your next mukbang. See you next time. What? Yeah. Yes, Paul. They already subscribed. And if they have questions, they can leave comments below or go to the website at www.themightycodecoder.com or find me on Twitter at mightycodecoder. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Taco Bell has it. I really don't.